If you're thinking of selling your home to a cash buyer, especially if it needs work or you're behind on payments or going through probate, there's something you need to know. Not every cash buyer is real. In fact, some of them have no money, no plan, and no intention of actually buying your house. They're just trying to lock it up so they could flip your contract, or what's known as wholesaling your contract to someone else. And sometimes when they can't, you get left holding the bag. Wasted time, broken promises, and in some cases, you lose your home to foreclosure because they never followed through and you were on a tight timeline. This happens every single day. So in this video, I'm going to break it down. How fake cash buyers operate, what red flags to look out for, and how to protect yourself from getting taken advantage of, especially when you're already in a tough spot. So let's get into it. I'm Jbrown, real estate investor, mortgage pro, and I've been doing this a very long time. So here's exactly what you need to know. Okay, so here's what's happening. Right now, real estate is flooded with people calling themselves cash buyers. They send postcards, they cold call, they text you out of nowhere, and they all say the same thing. We buy houses cash, no fees, close in 7 days. Sounds great, right? But here's the part they leave out. Most of these people don't actually have the money, and they don't want your house. They want your contract. And once you sign with them, they try to sell that contract to someone else for a higher fee. That's called wholesaling. Now, done ethically, wholesaling can be fine. But the problem is a lot of people doing it aren't honest about what they're doing. They don't tell you it's not really them buying the house. They don't show you any proof of funds. They don't have any real exit plan. And a lot of them, they have very little or no experience at all. They don't even have a real grasp on the numbers it will take to sell your property to a real cash buyer. They just lock up your property as fast as they can and hope someone else will want it. But what happens when no one does? They ghost you, or they cancel. They start trying to negotiate the price down, or worse, they keep stalling you while the clock runs out. And this one hurts. I talked to a man a few months ago, Frank. He was behind on payments, scared of foreclosure, and just wanted a clean exit. He found someone online calling themselves a local cash buyer. They told him they could close in 10 days. They put an attractive number on paper, sent him the contract same day, no walkthrough, no questions, and he thought, wow, this was easy, so he signed. But here's what really happened. They didn't put down any real deposit on the home. They never provided proof of funds or proof that they had the cash to buy it. They ended up asking for 60 days to close on the contract instead of 10 days. Instead of closing, they listed his house on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, trying to find someone else to buy the contract. 3 weeks goes by, Frank's lender is moving forward with the foreclosure, he's still getting his notices. The supposed cash buyer finally calls him. Sorry, man, the deal doesn't really work anymore, we gotta lower the price, or we're possibly backing out. Frank was devastated. He lost time, he lost trust, and he almost lost his house. All because someone locked him into a deal they had no intention of honoring. And here's how they do it and why it works. So how does this keep happening? Simple. Fake cash buyers rely on two things: your urgency and your lack of real estate experience. They know when you're facing foreclosure, probate, stress, or just need to move. You're vulnerable. You just want the problem to go away, so they make it sound easy. They talk fast, they send a contract right away, and they avoid giving any real details. No company name, no credentials, no proof of funds, no real deposit, no closing attorney or title company, just we'll take care of everything. And before you get any real information, it takes days and they're just delaying. But here's the truth. If they don't put up a real deposit, that's a red flag. If they can't show proof of funds, another red flag. If they tell you not to involve a title company or a lawyer, massive red flag. And if they get angry or defensive when you ask questions, like why don't you come see the property first? Or how come you're doing this from a faraway area? That's not a buyer, that's a middleman. And you're not selling your house, you're becoming inventory. So here's how to protect yourself. Let's just say you're in this situation. You want to sell fast, the house might need repairs, you're tired of the drama, and you're open to a cash buyer. But you don't want to get screwed. Here's how to protect yourself. 1, ask for proof of funds. A real buyer could show you a bank statement that shows they have the cash, or maybe a pre-approval letter from a hard money lender that they're qualified or they're getting the financing for it, not just talk. 2nd, require a real earnest money deposit, at least $10,000 deposited with a title or escrow company. If they won't put any money down or try to do a really small amount, then they're not serious. 3, know who's actually buying the home. Ask, are you the one buying this, or is this being assigned to someone else? If they dodge the question, walk away. 4, make sure they're local and know your property or area. If they're hours away, or if they're trying to put numbers together without ever seeing the property, that's a red flag. And 5, don't sign anything without reading it, or better yet, have a professional review it. Yes, even in a rush, a bad contract could cost you more than just a few days. And 6, trust your gut. If something feels off, it's probably because it is. You don't owe anyone a signature just because they showed up with confidence. Because look, anybody could put a number on paper that's exciting, but it's a whole nother thing if they're actually able to deliver it, and that's where you got to watch out. So here's the deal. Not every cash buyer is out to scam you, but the ones who are, they rely on speed, pressure, and confusion. And when you're already stressed out, that combo is dangerous. So slow down, ask questions, get proof, And remember, just because someone sends a flashy postcard or slick message doesn't mean they're actually ready or able to help you. Protect yourself. You only get to sell this house once, so make sure it's to someone who shows up, follows through, and keeps their word. If you found this video helpful, share it with someone you know who might be going through a tough situation. You never know who's talking to a buyer that doesn't really have their back. And if you want more no BS breakdowns on how to protect your equity, avoid foreclosure, and understand what's really going on in real estate, then hit that like and subscribe button. And last, take care of yourself. You got options. Just make sure you're dealing with people who actually deserve your trust.